therefore he's not halakhically Jewish.
What about King
What
David?
about Trotsky?
What about King David? Because that was the case for him.
Oh shit.
Go ahead. Yeah, because
That's a good one.
Because
That's
prior to the 8th century, the Jews didn't do it this way, but then some stanky rabbi showed up, and then they changed it to maternal in the 8th century.
It happened before that. Ezra was third century. Ezra did that when they came back from the exile.
It's actually in the 8th century. Google it.
It's early.
Randy, take a look at Telegram right now. I'm sending you this.
All right.
No, I don't think
All right.
Jewish
What was
Bolshevik leadership.
What was Trotsky then?
Regardless, whatever they say, it is King David, and they can't explain it. So yeah,
Was Trotsky not Jewish?
yes, he was.
I think he was. I believe he was, but let me look.
Trotsky was Jewish. There was Trotsky, and then there was the what was it? The KVM. There's the secret police.
Yeah, Yagoda. I think.
Yagoda. Those were the only
Henrik
two
Yagoda was
that were
Jewish.
like. But Karl Marx was not a. He was definitely not a Jew.
Karl Marx.
But he was a Jew.
No,
He
he
was
wasn't
a
a
Jew.
Jew. He
Yes,
was
he
raised
was.
in a Christian
Karl Marx was a
household.
Jew.
Seriously, how stupid are you guys? I mean, you hear it over and over again.
So it is a
Trotsky was
Anybody could go look him
Trotsky's
up.
mother,
He was
Anna
raised in a
Bronstein.
Christian household. What don't you understand about
Who,
that?
Marx?
Yes, Mark.
Yeah, Marx
And
did not
Marx is
grow
not a
up
Jew.
Jewish.
That's what you're saying.
I mean, seriously, how stupid are you
So you're
guys?
saying Marx is not a Jew?
No, Mark
he's
is
not
not
a
a Jew.
No.
Wait,
Yeah,
what makes him not Jewish? His
You can't be a
mom was
Christian.
not Jewish?
No, he was.
Wait,
He was raised in a Christian household. How fucking stupid are you?
Is Ian just figuring out that these aren't actual factual rooms?
He was raised, no, his parents converted.
Somebody
But his parents
Come on,
converted to Christianity. But his parents converted to Christianity before he
Yeah,
was
but then he's
born.
Jewish, kid.
His
Then he's
father,
Jewish.
Henrik Marx, was originally Jewish, but converted to Lutheranism in order to continue practicing law in Russia.
And he was
So this could be a
raised, he was
situation.
raised,
This could be a Christian view of crypto
was raised as a Christian, went to church, all
crypto
that
Jew.
stuff.
We know crypto Jews exist.
There's
They're
no
gonna
proof
deny it.
that he was a
It doesn't matter. They're just gonna deny it.
I don't know.
Yeah, but there's no proof that he was a crypto Jew. Like this is something.
Sir, he converted. It literally said he converted.
Yes, I get it.
Converted to Lutheranism in order to continue practicing
Yes, I get it.
law.
We're talking about Karl. We're talking about Karl Marx.
He was
Let me
raised
finish
in
what
the
I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying.
I get it, but we're talking about Karl. We're not talking about his dad.
Finish what I'm saying.
He was
But you already repeated it.
So we get Pepe, put the loud mic down.
Yeah, put the-
Okay, I just want to. I gotta say one thing before King goes. One second. I've been told many times that it doesn't matter if you're a Jew and you convert to Islam or Christianity, you're still a Jew. So why is Karl Marx not?
So if you convert to Christianity, you're no
Let
longer a Jew, though.
Let me just
No,
finish
they
what
say
I
you are, Rabbi. They say
Let me finish what I had to say.
Can I ask
Let
the
me
question
finish what
about
I had
the
to say.
Bolshevik percentage?
So
of
his
Jews?
father, Henrik Marx, was originally Jewish, but catch this, converted to Lutheranism in order to continue practicing law in Prussia, where Jews face legal restrictions. Marx was baptized, yes, this is the case, when he was the age of 6, but as an adult, he became atheist and was highly critical of religion, including Judaism and Christianity. So he was a Jew, period.
Okay, so
Bitcoin investors PhD.
I forget. He was the ethnic.
So everyone knows Karl Marx is a Jew. Come on, guys.
Okay, both his
His
parents were
mother,
Jewish.
Henriette Pressburg, was Jewish.
They
So
converted.
technically,
Both his
Karl
parents
Marx
were
was
Jewish.
Jewish.
Okay, so he was a Jew,
Yes, he was a
technically and
Jew.
homilically, but as far as his life,
Halachically,
wasn't-
he was Jewish.
yes, that's what I said. But he was not he wasn't a.
This is a crypto Jew situation.
How do you know he was a crypto Jew? You'd have to prove that he was practicing.
It was well
You don't
known
have
that
to
during
fucking
the
prove
time,
anything.
I read it.
Being a
Well
fucking
known
Jew,
during that
We're wasting time. Everyone knows he's a Jew. Come on.
During that time, many Jews converted. During that time, many converted. During that time, many
was
converted.
originally Jew, but
During that time, many Jews converted. During that time, many Jews converted.
I was restoring my streaks on Snapchat. Calm down, damn it. Okay, I'm gonna give turns. All right, I'm gonna go Yaakov, then King, then Shay.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
According, I got to find the actual source, but according to the 1922 Bolshevik Party census, there were 19,564 Jewish members, comprising approximately 5.21% of the total party membership. In 1917, a little prior to that, there was 20%. The Central Committee, which is clearly much more tight. It's the real legislative body of the party. The Central Committee of the Bolshevik Party had approximately 20% of Jewish descent, and descent includes father and mother. True, as we would say, true Jewish would have mother, but for you guys it doesn't matter. So 20% for the Central Committee, approximately 5% for the entire party. So anyone who says the majority or the vast majority, or there's huge percentage, no, it's much smaller than
one
that's not
actually
believe.
That is not true.
Okay, so the census is wrong.
Data to reject this.
Okay. I don't know why y'all fudge data. Like
Okay, it's King, then Shay. Go.
Yeah, so Sheikh, I know you're gonna handle the nonsense that he just pointed out, so I won't even touch that. But what I will say is, respectfully, Karl Marx's parents are actually a great example of Jews who took advantage of a situation where they were not accepted. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And
they converted to Lutheranism. Not because they converted to Lutheranism, not because they agreed. And if you guys need to know what crypto Judaism is, look it up. Its founder. I don't get why y'all allowing me to be like, come on, what the fuck is going on? So when you look up crypto Judaism, for those who don't understand, their founder, I think his name is Sabbatical Zevi. When you look at his, what is it? What does it say?
But he's just one of many.
Yes, he's one of many, but he's the most popular in the sense that he converted in 1666. He was forced to convert to Islam under the Ottoman Empire, but he kept, and he had his followers, because his followers believed that he was the Messiah. And him and his followers kept their views under Judaism while feigning like they had actually converted to Islam. In the same way, this practice became prevalent around the world, and for other communities where Jews will routinely either convert to another religion, X, Y, Z, while keeping their original views. It is speculated that this is the same thing, because when you look at the pattern of what Russia was doing when it came to Jews of that time period, there were penalties for being Jewish in that sense, and I read it to you guys. So his parents converted to Lutheranism in order for his father to continue practicing law in Prussia, right? So when you look at Karl Marx and his views on religion, clearly the man wasn't being taught to actually like a Christ or actually like anything that had to do with religion. Go read his views. It's all in his work.
As an adult,
so respectfully, the Jewish community needs to take hold of the people who they created. Respectfully, Karl Marx was a Jew. Communism is Jewish, and Sheikh is going to shake that ass down and explain how the Bolsheviks.
It's amazing how little respect I have for.
Okay, that's fine. You can have that.
If you want to ignore Karl Marx, you can go right back to Moses.
We're still wasting time on common sense. We all know Marx is a Jew. Why are we wasting time talking about that?
Welcome to Clubhouse.
Bounces away from the original point.
It's a very straightforward fact. The communist rabbi.
Wait, so the issue with what's this guy Yaakov said? Yaakov gives the total number across. Oh, he did. Well, just to give clarity, Yaakov gives the total number across the entire party. What matters is the leadership. No one cares what the average Tom, Dick, and Harry has in the Bolshevik Party. What matters is the things like the Central Committee and the commissars. What's funny, the report I mentioned earlier from the captain in the U.S. Army actually directly says, and in fact, other Russian historians agree, that while the lower ranks of the Bolshevik Party were filled with, Goy Russian and Ukrainians, the higher ranks of it were disproportionately dominated by Jews. The disparity between 20% and 80% has to do with how these numbers are counted. For instance, someone like Vladimir Lenin is not counted as a Jew because, like, our friend earlier said, oh, he's not halakhically Jewish, right? Now, of course,
Toilet is Mr. Power. This room is a room of low IQ time wasters.
or otherwise is influenced by Judaism. Vladimir Lenin absolutely was. As we're up to 80% of people in the Bolshevik Party.
And there's also, just very quick, there's also around 6, 7 that were not Jews, but they were married to Jewish women. So these are
that as well. Yes, absolutely. People like Stalin, for instance, his daughter's married a Jewish woman. I believe also, what's the guy who came after him that had the nuclear issue in Cuba?
Right, but you see, because it's very interesting what you just said, because Yakov is a statistician, quote unquote, and he does very well know that there's a big difference between leadership and the totality of the Bolshevik movement.
And he also
You
doesn't
better,
think that
my
it's a
friend.
But that's disingenuous, right? Because
he said something like 20%, but yet they're meant to be only 2% of the population, which would mean 10 times the level of representation.
20% would still be a massive
Even like
number
this,
anyway.
which are both
Exactly. So, but even with the disingenuous stuff, like that, it still turns against them. But like, my point is, why do you have to be disingenuous? Like that's kind
No,
of
sure, but we know they're going to be disingenuous. But
why?
This matters.
That's what creates anti-Semitism.
Oh yeah, because they don't want
Like,
to take
drop it.
accountability for things that their society has done.
Right,
So when
Marx
it's
was
convenient, they become a race or an ethnicity or a religion. To put this matter to bed, I'm going to read parts of a list, and I emphasize part because if I read the whole list, we'd literally be here for 5 minutes. This is just a list of Jewish Bolsheviks, right? Beyond the obvious big three of Yagoda, Kaganovich, and Trotsky. You have Yakov Solovich Agranov, Mark Yuchimovich Amiropievsky, Lazar Solomon Arov-Tandetin, Osher Yosipovich Agubov, Moshe Grigorovich Atich, Ishe Yakovich Babich, Petro Yosipovich Barbarov, Sergei Arsenyovich Barminsky, Yosip Mikhailovich Blatt, Viktor Mikhailovich Blumen, Boris Israelovich Borisov Kagan, Naum Yakovich Boyarsky, Mikhailo Ilyich Brill, Alexander Yosipovich Bronevoy, Solomon Yosipovich Bronevoy, Solomon Solomonovich Brook, Mark Isaiovich Guy, Matai Mikhailovich Gerzon, Zinovy Naumovich Glebovyov, Mark Ilyich Govlich.
We got it. That's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, see, it's so funny because I also have a list that you didn't even read like half of them. It's amazing.
I didn't even read a quarter of my list, dude. My list was like, we only got 1/10 of the way.
It is amazing. It is truly, it's a world wonder.
Well, are these all the Jews in the Bolshevik Revolution?
Oh yeah, no, these are Jews in the Bolshevik Party.
Jews in the leadership.
Oh, it's not the Bolshevik Revolution. It's the Bolshevik leadership.
Yeah, the
that's the
Politburo was like a quarter of the Politburo was Jewish.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, you're a little low.
We gotta let them respond. Fair, like,
They're a little bit more full.
20%.
we gotta let them respond. Make sure we get them, in the debate.
Even if it was just 20%, they're still way too overrepresented.
Sure,
And it's not
sure
20%
it was.
because it's not the Bolshevik movement, it's the Bolshevik leadership. Come on, guys, let's upgrade.
That's correct.
The Central Committee was 20%.
Yeah, but what percentage were Jews in the Soviet Union? 1.5%?
What about those married to Jews? Because you felt
So you're about 20 times overrepresented?
HQ was 25% Jewish? Sure it was. Even if so, I mean, and they were all atheists?
Oh yeah, no, they assassinated the Tsar of Russia in the 1800s.
what about Clement Voroshilov?
Well, you didn't know it was them that did the assassination?
Yeah, they also assassinated the Nazi diplomat in France, which kicked off World War II.
I didn't know they were overwhelmingly represented.
You didn't know that?
Well, of course.
You didn't know that?
When these guys came into Romania, they started torturing.
And I fucking studied the Bolshevik Revolution.
Yeah, here's what you don't learn when you study in university, right?
Taught by
When they went into Romania, the way that they tortured the Romanian legionaries was they made them take a Eucharist using shit. I'm just trying to become a big. They made them take it.
Wait,
off.
what did they do?
So the Eucharist, which is the bread and body of Christ, which is typically used They use bread and wine.
Please don't scroll.
They made them
I'm just
do
trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance, please subscribe.
Of a guy that was dressed up. Who would do this other than Jews?
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters.
At the time of 1917, the Jewish population in Russia was about 185 million. 3 to 4% of them were Jewish, so let's call it 3.5%, and they were 5.21% of, so like 1.5.
Yeah, but still,
Not 20 yet.
They were about 20 to 25%.
Wait one second.
Guys,
High-ranking leadership. We're not focusing on the Tom, Dicks, and Harrys that are like office boys and whatnot. We're talking about high-ranking big guns like the commissars.
yeah, the numbers are still insane, Yakov, no matter how you spin
And
it.
I
The
again
number
said there's many that
doesn't
marry
make sense.
Jewish women and do not count. And there's also them.
Big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance,
So the
please subscribe.
was a Jewish one.
100%.
I mean, who else was the czar?
Well,
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to become a...
I mean, look, I hear nonsense.
Like, shut up, Ian. We're talking about something important.
Why did they hate the Tsar? Why did they hate the Tsar?
Because the czar stood for Christianity.
The czar is a saint.
What's the story? I mean, are you're not going to let anybody speak? You got to keep.
Dude, you guys
You've been saying so.
You can speak.
Please don't scroll. I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters. So if you have the chance, please subscribe.
Let Ian Garrett say.
It's ridiculous.
No, hold on. I'm gonna give you the mic, Ian. I'm gonna give you the mic.
I'm just trying to become a big content creator one day, but I have no supporters.
Where are you going? You're not interested in the.
Okay, we're gonna let Ian speak.
Yeah,
He's
make
the
your shit
dissenting
up
voice,
now.
and he's Jewish. He's gonna don't interrupt him.
No,
Let
no,
him
goodbye.
have a say.
We'll see you later.
Okay, bye. I gave you the mic.
He says so little.
Well, guys, you gotta let them speak.
But he's
I mean,
Why does
he's
he
not
listen
actually
to them?
saying anything.
Yeah,
He never actually presents facts.
no one will be entertained or interested in this topic if it's just us agreeing with each other. Like, let's let them get.
No. He says we're agreeing. Prince didn't even know about the leadership in the Bolsheviks, right? There's much to learn. You don't have to entertain those that you're opposing.
the issue isn't the opposition. The issue simply is like he is not coming with anything fruitful. There's no point being made. It's just statements. There's no argument.
No, they are here legitimately to make us sink into the cum like fucking quicksand, and therefore we actually make no meaningful progress on any conversation because they just they try to go deeper on it, and then they criticize the source and who is his credibility, and oh my god, it's not the New York Times, so go fuck yourself, right?
No, listen, Mr. Anderson has a point. So, like, Prince, did you know that Karl Marx, despite the fact that this guy was a hardcore communist, basically wrote the Communist Manifesto, right? Hated money for some reason, because communism, right? Was actually funded by the Rothschilds.
Realizing how
and
stupid this
refused
is and how much of a
to
waste of
call
time
out
this
the
is for all of us.
Rothschilds, despite the fact that he hated money. And the Rothschilds basically were the biggest bank.
Guess what the Rothschilds are? Guess who they are.
So it doesn't mean you hate money.
Well, the communists definitely hated money.
Yes, they did.
And specifically, yes, Karl Marx did hate money.
You
But he
can see
refused
it.
to call out the Rothschilds.
No.
Where is there a global list of Karl Marx? That's true.
This is like Karl Marx actually funded.
Is this like flat Earth?
And Karl Marx, here is the spin, right? Karl Marx was actually a levy. His real
like a
heritage
flat
was that he was a
earth.
levy.
Show me that they ever.
Allegedly a levy, because he can't prove that, but that's right.
I mean, he's a descendant of series
Show
of
me that they ever.
rabbis,
Karl Marx
Talmudic
was an
rabbis.
atheist. He was not a Jew. Show me that he.
Oh, hey.
I can be a Jew. Normal. You're the first one to say that atheists can be Jews.
I'm not the first one to say anything. You're making up some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so